Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wednesday Call Live! Hosted by AMP Studios in front of a live studio audience. And now, let's hear it for your host, our President and CEO, Andy Albright!
Hi. All right, how y'all doing? Y'all fired up? Grab a seat, Today, is today the 16th? January. We have a national convention coming up next week. But I will be doing a TWC on Wednesday, and then Thursdays when people come rolling in. And what I'm hearing is crazy around the country how people are deciding to come in that hadn't decided before. It is funny how people wait to make a decision when they know it's the right thing to do, but I guess they're waiting for a sign.
Give it to them.
Come on. Come on to our national convention. It'll be good for you. Yeah, you'll like it. Yeah. Because once you make your mind up to do something, everything seems to fall in place. You start talking about babysitter. What we're going to do with them dogs? You reckon we ought to put them up? Just let them run wild. I don't know, let the neighbors take care of them. You remember last time we let the neighbors take care of them? That's when we used to have a cat back then. We ain't got one now. You start, but that's the way your mind works. Once you decide to do something, you start saying, well, if we were going to go to the convention, we'd need transportation. But before you go, you'd be like, I don't know if I'm going or not. I hadn't decided. You give it that old, I don't know, But once you make your mind up, you start thinking about transportation, where we're going to stay, where we're going to stay when we get there, and what we're going to eat. So think about this. What if you decide to be a multimillionaire? You start thinking, well, if I was going to get rich, let me think. I probably need to go to that convention they're talking about. And if you're brand new, and if this doesn't make any sense to you, I remember when I first heard this, I was like, so these guys have a recipe to get rich. And morons have a recipe to stay broke. They fight it off. They don't like the money. I couldn't get over it, how things made sense when they laid it out like that. It's like, what if you decided everything was going to work out? What would you do then? What if you thought everybody you talked to would get involved in business? Who would you talk to then? What if you thought the slowest starter you ever had would end up being the biggest producer that you'd ever hired? How would you treat them then? How would you treat them then if they were going to end up being the greatest, most powerful person in your organization, but they start out slow as everything? James and Jane. My upline ain't helping me. Oh, whatever. Hey, do you have something that shows the app talking about the convention? Do we have something that goes on the board about that, Billy? Yeah, we do. So download Crowd Compass app. So you go to the App Store, you download Crowd Compass Attendee Hub. Once you found the app, tap on download, install it. How much this thing costs? That's what everybody knows. It's free. Andy is not going to give us Apple. It's free. We paid a fortune for it. It has to do with this Compass, some kind of event management system, so it's part of the program. So we get that for free. It's like everything else for free. It costs a fortune. It's next weekend, people. I'm talking tick-tock. I just checked and made sure the Lamborghini is out there. positioned. Ferrari 24/7 red is positioned. Seats are positioned. We got the slot machines. Have y'all heard? Have y'all heard this year it is bet big and all in? That's the theme. So we're coming with Magic style. We're coming Vegas style. We're coming all outlandish. So get your mind right as far as ladies, your clothing. This Alaskan cruise. Do we have any more winners for Paris? Y'all, if I got any more stickers and winners for Paris, I need to know. A lot of people texting me and saying, did I win? Did they get over? They're right about the skin of your teeth. Let me tell y'all something. I hear you. If you're close and you might win the Paris. But what I know is I'm just doing stupid stuff to get people to win a trip with us. Stupid stuff. I know people go, is Andy really, really, really going to combine annuities and life? Because you know people barely miss it. I can take it back. People barely miss it on the annuity side, and they barely miss it on life, and they say that if you'd have combined them, I'd have went way over. And I go, I know. How you think we pay for this stuff? People are funny about stuff like that. They want to win a trip, so now we're going to combine it. So if you do a little bit in an annuity and almost enough in life, you're going to win an Alaskan cruise. And people are saying, is Andy really going to do this? Let me be clear. It's on like Donkey Kong. Full credit. We normally on IULs, we only give a maximum up to $5,000. Okay? Next year, it most likely won't be like that. This year, it's max credit on IULs. And then somebody said, well, what if I buy a big IUL on myself? I heard that control business does not count. Well, that was true last year. This year, it counts. I am telling y'all, this is the year that you finally go on a 5-star vacation. You finally get to hang out with James and Jane. You finally get to hang out with Toby and Stephanie. If you can't win this cruise, y'all hear me? Full credit IULs. We're selling bigger and better premium than we've ever sold. 10% credit on annuities, unlimited. $1 million annuity gets you 100,000 points. You're 15,000 away. You know what I'm telling you is we getting ready to take some people on a cruise. I want to say it's unlimited, but there's a limited number of cabins. So you are going to get a cruise somewhere. Unlimited. Unlimited. But I would suggest that you're one of the first and one of the most to be on this particular ship on the particular time we're going. I think we've got enough reserve, no matter how crazy we get. But if we don't, I said it. Make a note. So, oh my gosh, this last minute stuff gets on my nerves. I don't even like to talk to people like that. I love you. Would you look at this case? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm going to give on. So Preston, Chris, if they did, they did. If they missed it by 50 cents, no. If they're over by 1 penny, yes. Let them go. Let them have it. I know they didn't really win it. They only won it by 1 penny, so they didn't really win it. I'm still going to let them in. You said, what if I'm within 10 cents? On the lower side? Alaska, baby. I'm not kidding. This is 5-star. Some people, if you've ever been on one of these cruises too, you think, oh, I can eat, all I can drink. No. 2 things. It's not all you can drink because you have to pay $85 a day for a drink ticket. We're going to cover those for you. They're all purchased for you. The food, this is going to be a party. I'm telling you, we're going to have a blast. I hope we triple the number of people that we take this year. Why not? All right, who's won Paris already? Raise your hand if you already won Paris. Okay, look around. All these people already won Paris. Now, how many people think you honestly got a shot at Alaska right now based on what you've heard? You understand how this works? I like the way you copied her. That was cool. She's raising her hand. She's like, yeah, I guess. Okay, so here's the way it works. You sell a policy $100 a month. That's 1,200 points. It takes 15,000 to win. So basically, you can say 115,000 to win. So you basically need 115 policies issued, unless you look at it and you say, I'm going to put a $500 a month on myself. Look at the projections. Look how awesome it is. That would be 6,000 points toward this. And you have 12 months and 14 days right now that you can win it. If you keep waiting, you got less and less time, and there's no discount by starting late. Okay? You also get bonus points when you get promoted and move up these levels. So there's so many different ways to win. If you ever wanted to win and hang out with us for a couple, 7, 8, 10 days, this is the way to do it. This is going to be crazy. I cannot wait. So those of y'all that keep saying, is he really doing it? Yes, he's really doing it. We're going all out. We're going crazy. Is this grid scale the really way we're going to do it, that you can ride all the way up to 80? Yeah. Is it really true that once you get to agency manager status, you'll always make money on your downline? Yes. So, and we were talking, me and Preston were talking, we said, is most people going to get promoted over here? We think they are. But this is kind of giving you a guideline as to how you should build it, meaning getting one leg organization big and another organization big is everything. And it also kind of insinuates or shows you, incentivizes you to keep going down. When you hire somebody under them and hire somebody underneath them. I was talking to a guy who's made almost $20 million with me so far. He's crazy money, and he said, I got it when you said, I want the land connected to my land out at the farm. I wonder if you get it. How do I get a drawing thing up here, Billy? It looks like it's disappeared on me. That makes sense. I want to show you how this works to make sure you understand. My smart board is taking forever. Okay, maybe we'll show you that. I've got 250 acres. There is a piece of property beside it. Think I can draw yet? It works like this. There's a road down here. There's a road, well, this road here, it's a really curvy road like that. And then there's a creek that goes around. So I got 160 acres there. And then there's a piece of property, kind of odd shape over here across this road, and it's like 90 acres over here. Well, there's a guy here that's got a house, and it's 14 acres. He wants it for sale. He's got it for sale, so I want to buy that. And then there's the land over here. He wants a lot of money over there. I want that. And then I really would like the land that goes over here. It's a big farm. Y'all see how the land that's connected to mine, and then there's a tiny strip right here. You had it for, I don't know, a land break, a fire break. I want this land now because it's connected to my land. See how then this land, because you see how that works? So my boy, he said, I understood what you were saying, but here's what I didn't get. I didn't get that you meant if you hire an agent, you want this agent. And I didn't know that you wanted this agent. And I didn't know you wanted this agent and this agent and this agent. I was like, I only want the next agent in your group. Y'all see how it works? I really want to get it 12 deep. I was like, he said, you think I'm kidding? I said, I kind of do. He's like, I am telling you, it just didn't occur to me. He said, because a lot of times what I'd like to do is get somebody started and just have them 3 or 4 people selling. And just something like that. And he said, that's a good little group right there. And I was like, no, that's not what we want. We want this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. Y'all see how this works? This is how we get unbelievable amount of helping people. This is how we make a difference. This is how we change the world. This is how we get in charge. This is how we want power. This is how we have bigger jets. That's how somebody gets a plane besides me. It's when everybody gets it that we start driving this deep. Okay? All right, Good Samaritan bonus. Let's tell you how we're going to do this year. I kind of like this. It is a little bit different. And I always try to shape it to shape it to what we're trying to do. So here's the way it's going to work. If you hadn't heard of Good Samaritan bonus, works like this. It turned out, what's y'all's name? Mackenzie and Chase. And what's your name? Dustin. Okay, Mackenzie, Chase. Okay, I give away hundreds of thousands of dollars, sometimes $1 million, but I give money away. It's just like something I was taught as a kid is you want to flow money. You don't want to stack it up. You want to flow it. You want to get it in, get it out, buy stuff with it, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, give it to churches, buildings, houses, help poor people, build new businesses, start new businesses, help people start new businesses, all kind of crazy stuff. Fly places, first-class tickets, just spend the money, right? It's inspiring to people. Well, I said, I wonder if I'm giving it to the places people want me to give it to. Now, it's my money. I can do what I want to with it. That's something you'll learn, too, is when people ask you for money, you get a choice. And you just learn how to say things to them like, I already got that earmarked, sorry. But what I wanted to do is I wanted some of it to go where you want it to go. I want you, also, the other thing is I want you to see how it feels to give somebody a check and see how. You don't have to have a lot of money that you just give somebody, they get all excited. So we started a system where you had to sell them out, you had to do something, and whatever you do creates me writing a check. So this year, we've decided to keep it very, very simple and say, you need to write at least $5,000 of issue pay business in the month of January. And then we will start stacking up money that we're going to give to charities, okay? So if you write $5,000 every month, at least, at the end of the year, we will have a $300 check that'll go to your favorite charity. If you write $20,000 every month, we will have $1,200 to give to your charity. If you write $40,000 every month, we will have $2,400 to go to your charity. So if you popping around, you write $30,000 one month, $5,000, $45,000, whatever amount you got, we're going to show how much you've stacked up. And what we need for you to do is go ahead and start thinking about your charity. You don't have to pick, but if you know right now, we would like to put that on your arc, put that on your system and show you how much you've accumulated. And then we want to do it like, how do they do those thermometers? And they say, this is our goal. We want to show you what the company's doing overall and how much you've built up and say, let's all work together to blow this thing up and give some huge checks. Then at our next national convention, invite your charity to come to our event. And then Saturday, either we'll pick a time, whether it's Friday night or Saturday morning or Saturday night, we'll have the charities lined up that are there. We'll have our big checks, and we will light them up. Let's go. Let's give away $250,000 next year at one time in checks to charities. We're right now, through the Good Samaritan bonus, we have given away over $600,000 to charities that our agents picked. $600,000. So if we did $250,000, we would be $850,000. I guess we could shoot for getting $400,000 and doing $1 million, giving away to charities at the end of the year. This is, what y'all think? You like that? You like it? We're also going to give 10% credit for annuities over here. So that drives your number up. And full credit on IULs. So if you're doing a $5,000 a month, that's a $60,000. That'll get you $250 to your favorite charity also. I love it. You understand how clear it is. You do that issue paid, you get credit, we stack it up, that's going to your favorite charity. At the end of the year, we're going to give out all the big checks. So excited. So I was showing this last night to Jane, and I was telling her all the crazy stuff we were doing on Alaska, and she's like, what, do you want everybody to go? I was like, only the ones connected to us. She's like, oh, okay, I thought you wanted everybody. I said, no, just the ones that are connected to us, right? So if I hired you, Jane, and then y'all hired Paul Menachino, and then Paul hired Justin Balick and Sydney, and yeah, everybody connected to us. We want them to go, okay? All right, so she said, well, how much Good Samaritan bonus do you have to win to earn a trip? And I said, you ain't got to do that to do this. And she said, yeah, but if you do that, don't you do that? I was like, yeah, not a bad thought. So if you don't need a cruise, your charity needs the money. If your charity don't need the money, you need a cruise. So if you do the math on it, if you do $10,000 a month, that would give you 120,000 points, right? If you did 10 times 12 is 120,000. That would get you 115,000, which is the cruise part. It don't get you 200,000, which is where we hang out in Seattle also. But that would give you $600 for your charity and an all-expense-paid cruise. That's not a bad year. That's not a bad year. And people are always like, do we have to match it? You know, because most companies say if you give money, the company will match it. We're going to give them $600 to your charity. You ain't got to match it. But if you want to double it or triple it, or if you want to just start writing checks to your charities now and start giving, I would encourage you to do that. But it's not my life, and I don't have to do it. I just know it's good for you. I was taught that, and it always makes sense to me. Okay, so the new GSB, I'm excited about that rollout. We really struggled trying to figure out what's the best way to do that. We hope that's great. This is our plan for this year, along with our cruise plan, as crazy as it is. All right. Dates. Oh, do we have, I think we got Good Samaritan. We can see who's winning so far. Yeah, maybe we don't. Maybe we don't. Next week we'll show you. Oh, we do have more Paris winners? Aha. This is kind of like Miss America contest. When I call these two names, there's going to be 4 people that are not happy. They're like, yay! Andrew Argenio! You and Paula are right there winning. Dun, 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 dun. Linda Goebel, you are in the house. So if your name didn't called, my guess is you barely missed it. And we are very, 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 very upset about it, and tore all that out of the frame, and we're going to miss you. And we're going to do this same conversation again in about 11 months, okay? The whole thing is you back everything into it. I want to be a millionaire. Well, that means I got to win the cruise. That means I got to make some sales. That means I got to do some appointments. That means I got to make some phone calls. That means I got to get some leads. See how it works? He says, what do you want? I think people start out like this and go, I don't want to make any calls this week. Like, okay, that's not a problem. What's your goal? I don't know. But if you start out down here, it's just such a simple formula. If this is what you want, you just got to back it down, and you got to do this so many times in your head and on a white sheet of paper that you can't be undisciplined over here. You can't be undecided. You can't let distractions get you. You can't be pulled down over here because we know what we want. Because if the burn over here is so big, then the excuse over here really don't matter. If the dream's big enough, the facts don't count. People have these factual circumstances, and I'm like, I ain't got time for all that. I'm going to talk a little bit about that too. Hey, I want to give you some other dates. What is this here? Okay. Oh, this is where we're headed to Dallas, Texas, or Louisville, Texas. So on Friday, this is you must purchase the books at a huge discount, $10 each, 30 books, $300 to attend this seminar. This is Thursday. On Friday, it's all day free. We are going to have a breakout session for for Dean. So if you've already paid for the breakout session, you're welcome to go to the other breakout session. And then people January the 18th that decide during the seminar, they go, God, this is crazy stuff. I need 3 more hours with Dean. Then you can purchase in and you can attend that event. It's going to be crazy. I was just looking at who all, my son-in-law to be, Brandon Manley's with me, Mike Zorn's coming with me. I'm trying to remember who all. We got a good crowd coming out there. Josh Honeycutt is with me. Oh, come on. Dallas Seminar, IUL training. Here we go. Chris Norris. BAM is going to be out there. Y'all really, did y'all hear me talk about this? Our annuity production jumped like crazy when we started BAM, okay? Because now we have that ability to move qualified money without having discussion with the bankers, no discussion with the brokers. So it just moves so much faster, and everybody can put all their money in one spot. Jonathan Kellogg is going to be with me also. Oh, Terry Edwards is traveling with me. So we're going to have the jet slam full. Oh, she's not on here, but I think our media girl is going to be on there too. So it's going to be a crowd. We're going to Louisville, Texas. We're going to have a blast. And that's Ariel. I didn't mean to not call her name. Ariel will be with us. I want to give you these dates, and this is just so you can mark your calendar if you're interested. This is going to be called the Alliance Leadership Academy. These dates, this is a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It'll be 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. In other words, we're not looking for people to go like, oh, I'm not sure if I'm that crazy yet. You're not invited. It's only going to be 50 people, 50 people, 50 people. You will fill out an application. Your upline will sign it and verify that you did MC backup, that you've been on 10 appointments with somebody that knows how to sell. The more you have sold, the better. But not if you've been with us 7 years, you're not invited, okay? Now, if you've been with us 7, Jane, you will be teaching is what you'll be doing. So Jane will be teaching. James Hill will be teaching. The people that are killing it, that are massive with us, will be teaching these seminars. It will be run like a boot camp at Duke University, where Krzyzewski's got every minute. We will have bells that are ringing. We're going to have, if you've never been to a high-level college training camp, you don't know what this is like, but it'll be timers going off. All right, here's what we're going to do for the next 15 minutes. Go. And we'll divide you up in a rotation of 3, where you're having 2 people are discussing it back and forth, and you have an observer grading them. We'll stop. We'll turn in the grades. We'll run quotes. We will do role playing on in-house, in-home. We'll do role playing on recruiting. We will actually book live appointments. We will actually recruit in depth. We will critique you. We will video you. This is an intense 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. So we'll start out actually on the 6th, which will be a Wednesday night, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, Wednesday night, March 6th. We'll have a social with heavy hors d'oeuvres here, and get organized, give you your packet. Bob Grannon's working hard on this. Jeff Bright with all his academic. We've got all the big boys, Swindale, Owens, Chris Long, Jane. We've got all the people that are intense trainers and so we're gonna pick the top 50 people. You'll have to stay here. You'll all stay in the same hotel. So we're working on what we're going to do is we're going to book the block the rooms so we can give as big a discount as possible. We'll put it a pack. We'll all eat together. These 50 people, when they come out, and there will be a challenge for the 50 people. There will be a certification when they've completed the goals that we have all set. We'll have a goal setting. We'll have a dream building. It's going to be boot camp, baby. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And then the last night on the 9th, we'll have a big dinner, celebration, certificates, awards, and the big challenges that are coming out. So we're going to do one. This is the first 3 we're doing in Burlington. Then we're going to be in Lakeland. Then we're going to be in Dallas. And this will be at our office in Lakeland. This will be at the Roberts office. And this will be here at the Convention Center. It's going to be crazy, man. It's going to be crazy. So ideally, we're looking for Alliance Aiden, Alliance Alice. If it's a couple that they are both 100% committed, nominate them. Well, she don't really do anything. No. He don't really do anything. No. We're looking for only committed psycho, hair on fire, going to do this, don't care if it hair lips a governor. I'm not worried about what my mama says and what my wife and what my kids say. I'm bound and determined, come hell, come high water, I'm busting through type people. Does that make sense? People that are just ballistic. So, and one guy was like, can I be there? I was like, dude, you need to be having this leg there and this leg there and this leg there. You get crazy people underneath you and get them committed. All right. Okay, this is crazy stuff going on. Oh, are you curious of who's killing it, who's winning so far? We're the 16th year. Anybody curious as to who's selling the most? Are you interested in that? Let's see what we got. Let's do the top three producers so far in the year. Everything, let's do annuities first. Top 3 producers. Brant Swindell has already picked up $378,000 in annuities. Just think about this. If you're at the 100% grid level, that's about $5,000. No, what that would be? How much would that be? $15,000. So if you're at 100% grid, if you're at 100% level, so if you've made it up here to national manager, that's $15,000. So you figure, what if I'm at 55%? Well, it's about $7,000. It's just it ain't hard to do the math. You're at 55%, he's at 100%, so you're 55% of what he would have had. So you're going to pick up. Now here's the cool thing. What if you're at this level and you hired this person at this level and they moved $378,000? Can you do the math on that? I don't know if you can. So you got 15, he got 6,500, or he got 7,500. You got that spread on that many annuities. Brant, if I was you, I'd be getting 15 people to move $378,000. Y'all understand what I'm telling you? This is the way that you got. I'm telling y'all, it's a formula to get rich. You got to learn how this works. Number 2, Mike Shields. I want to know who this is. I don't know who. Somebody's got to tell me who Mike Shields is. 452,000 annuities already. Huh? He's direct to you. Come here. You got a guy that's already picked up $547,000 in annuities and sent it in to the mic and tell them who you are and sent it in. You're going to start to like this override thing.
I like this override thing. Angela Clark, hired by Andy and Jane Albright.
That's good stuff right there. $452,000. MK Kale has, or Michelle Kale, is some relatives out there that are wanting to hear about Michelle Kale. $548,000 in annuity already. This is smoking. Carrie Williams has already picked up one. Simone Carter's already picked. Terry Edwards has already picked up one. Woohoo! And a bunch of other small ones. Hey, what's been happening? Tell them who you are and what's been going on in your life and this business and what you're going to do this year. I want to hear it.
Angela Clark. I'm just excited. I'm excited to go to Paris. All these people that won the trip this year for the first time, I'm fired up about. But I'm really excited about this whole Alaska thing.
You think it's going to be for Shields?
I mean, yeah, because if he's halfway there.
He's 45,000 points. Oh, by the way, this is issue paid.
Right.
It's not submit. 45,000 points. All he's got to do, if he just hires somebody, wait a minute, he's already getting promoted to 70%. Mm-hmm. He's going to get promoted to 70%. So that's going to give him 10, 20, 30,000 points plus 45,000. He's at 75,000 points already in January.
Yeah.
In January. So he hires somebody else. He's going to get promoted 2 more levels and pick up another 20,000. That would take him to 95,000 points. Preston, we need to rethink this program. He's not doing, yes, this is the way it works. Okay, tell me more.
So, and that report's through what?
This is through
The
the
10th.
10th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 10 days in.
I'm told that Brand Swindell already has picked up over $1 million in annuities in January. Over $1 million. Oh, you're going to hear his name again over here for the life insurance sales. What else you fired
So,
up about?
Andy, I'm fired up. This new ARC system, I mean, there's no excuse. There's no excuse to not hire. I mean, it's just finding people who want to do something. There's no filling in circles. There's no trying to make somebody, turn somebody into anything. It's just going to work and talking to people, and there's no excuse. I've had enough of them. There's no excuse. So you took the lid off everything. You took the lid off. I mean, there's gonna be people who.
You gonna build this big?
Yes.
You gonna be a board member?
Yes.
You wanna read?
There's no reason not to. Yeah. I'm excited, Andy. I just appreciate it.
James and Jane, come up here because I want
anyway.
to show y'all something too. You keep talking. Keep talking. Come up here. Get him a mic. So I want to show y'all something right here. Come here, James and Jane. Let me show you how this works. I'm not trying to create no competition, but right here,
Uh-oh.
James and Jane, number 28 in the company with $7,600 issue paid. Number 26,
Uh-oh. Good job.
Angela's
So proud
beating
of
them.
you.
I just gotta keep that lead, Jane.
7,600 issue paid.
We're all family.
So
Yeah.
yeah, we're all going on a cruise.
That's right.
That's right.
Mhm.
So think about this. This guy is at 70,000, and you're only at 7,600. And I'm more confident that she's going than he is. I mean, I don't know who this new guy is, but I want to tell y'all something about this business. Is a business of will more than skill and stamina
Yeah.
and work ethic and persistency and character more than it is being some I got it all together person. It's that person that'll get up and fight. Okay, production, top producers in the country. And I'm going to have this modified because what this includes the annuity points. So I'm letting my statistician people know I need one that just says life and then one that has annuities and then this one's combined. So I won't be able to pull it out. So MK is going to shoot right to the top in
Yeah,
production
yeah.
with 33,000 points.
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
exciting.
Shannon Barnhart has knocked out 26,000. She's number 2 in the
That's
country.
awesome.
This is January 10th, people.
Right. Right.
January 10th, people. Swindell at 25,000. Mike Shields, 22,000. Taylor Price, do we know who she is? Atala, Price, 13,000. Megan Wood, 13,000. Dennis Lyons, 13,000. Sarge, 11,800. Kimberly Spinelli Young, 11,600. And Michelle Alleman. That wraps up the top 10 with 11,200 in 10 days, people.
Right.
And these are normal. Well, they're not normal people. They're not normal. They pick up the phone.
Right.
They book appointments during holidays when people are screaming at them, putting them down, holding them back, telling them they shouldn't go. Weather's bad. These are the people that go regardless.
Right.
I will say Marty Doge, Mimi Romero, way to go, girl. Simone Carter, way to go, Simone. Gus Turan, Carrie Williams, way to go. Beth Ireland right there.
There you
Bel
go.
Air.
Yeah.
DJ Jennings. Christian
Alaska
Cameron.
guy.
Who's this?
DJ Jennings is alive.
That's your Alaska guy? Mike up top. Mike
That's
up
the Alaska guy,
So that's your
DJ
buddy in
Jennings.
Alaska.
Yep.
He's already,
I know.
Yeah.
he is writing it like crazy. bro.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like him.
Me too.
And Christian Cameron is 8,000. And James Coleman, number 20 in the country with 8,000 already in 10 days. Tell them a little bit who y'all are, who you hired by, where you from.
James and Jane Hill out of Burlington, North Carolina, hired by Andy and Jane Albright. Oh my gosh, so much is going on, dude. Let's see here. We got, 7 days left? No, 8 days before conference. Taking Balak to a dinner. He got promoted. taking Justin Balick and
What's he
Sydney.
get promoted to? What level?
He
are
got
they?
promoted to, I believe, district manager.
District manager.
District manager. We're going to take him to the Angus Barn.
There you go.
So they're coming up here.
They're coming up here the day before our conference. We're going to go out to Angus Barn, have some fun, have some steak.
Is that Wednesday night or Thursday night?
Wednesday night.
Wednesday night.
Wednesday night. Because Friday or Thursday night, Forrester's is like, hey, we got to go. We got to eat all this food, man. You know, it's so much food. If you don't like food, I don't know what to tell you. Because
You're in trouble.
food is part that used to be our top 3 things.
Yeah.
Now it's like now,
Maybe.
4.
Yeah, number 4.
now food is number 4 now. We just qualified for Switzerland. Fired up about that.
There you go.
Jane's been watching videos about what we're gonna do while we're there and trying to pick and choose what we're gonna do. Fired up, dude.
You will have so much to do. It's a beautiful hotel, and right on the lake. Alps are in the background. Lake Geneva is crazy beautiful. The food, the service, 5-star. You could stay at the hotel and be fired up.
Yeah.
I mean, the shopping, and it's got they got a millionaire shop.
Awesome.
Millionaire clothing. The Swiss watches. Hello.
Swiss
They got a
chocolate.
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 I'd be in trouble.
The watch store in the hotel is like, you'd think you're in some multi-million-dollar mall or something, you know, shopping area. It's just, it is. They've got watches in there for $800,000, displayed $400,000 watches. I just like hanging out in that
Yeah.
stuff, you know what I mean? I don't know, just like rarefied air, you know what I mean? You feel like, I just feel like I'm going to get rested. Just like hands where they can see them. Walk slowly.
We've got more people getting started faster than we've ever had them getting started faster before. We got like that guy DJ out in Alaska. I mean, he's in Alaska. They had an earthquake and he sold more. Like, they had an earthquake and he sold more than people. They're like, I ain't got, there's beautiful sunny skies. They got blizzard and an earthquake, and then the blizzard filled in the earthquake holes, and like, and he's, they got less people in Alaska than they have in, I think, any other state, and he's still, like, I'm so proud of him.
Spread out.
He's hiring people, like, he's got a team growing. We got Chase down in Louisiana. That's just growing like crazy. You know, he did his first hotspot last week, did his first training session. Just, I mean, there's more. We got more people I want to talk about. Who do you talk about first? I had to pick those 2.
I'm proud of y'all.
Thank you so
Good to see
much,
y'all on
man.
the front row. Thank you very much.
Appreciate you.
Congratulations being on the leaderboard.
Appreciate
Thank
you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you.
buddy. All right, y'all grab a seat. Thank you. All right. Jeff Bright, did you have some stuff to talk about out of the Green Book you want to mention? Just like, I need to tell you this. It's going to be important. You'll be glad you got me up. Jeff Bright. You going to talk about that too? You just brought it with you?
I like it.
You like it? I tell you, she's good.
I know. I like what I've read
Miracle
so far.
Maker. You can look at it. I'm not going to promote it on the show.
No.
You can look at
I don't want anybody to see it yet.
it. He likes to know all the secrets before y'all get them, so he can control the situation.
Absolutely. You know, can I write on that? Or are we going to?
I can make it so you can write on it. Billy can.
Really can. So we're just talking about that section on recruiting.
Let me hold it open for you.
That section
What
on.
section is it? What are you talking about? The whole book's on recruiting.
No, there's a 4. The 4. Where's it at? So the next page. On the next page. Next page. There it is.
The 4 basics of recruiting.
Yeah.
You going to talk about the basics?
What do you want to talk about?
I don't care. It's up to you. I know what I'm going to talk. I got my notes right here. What I'm going to talk about.
All right. I want to talk about.
I want to tell them how to double their premium.
I want to concentrate on the interview part.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So
Y'all know you can't get rich by yourself, right? Everybody needs a team, football coach, basketball coach. You want to be the president. You want to be if you want to run an airline, you got to have pilots. You got to have the line guys. You got to have a team. And in order to get a team, you got to recruit. So the recruiting process, the interviewing process is huge, because what you're doing is you're picking who to work with, where do you put your limited resources. None of us have more than 24 hours a day. None of us have limited money. So you have to be careful where you put the money. And the interviewing process is where you start sorting.
I've got it in my head. So I don't have to.
Okay. All right.
See why I picked that is that Andy. For me, the brilliance that he displays that is hard to copy is what he does in those calls, like on Thursday. I've talked about this before, where he's calling people. And it's sort of like an interview because he's just meeting them for the first time. And how he makes them comfortable, and he brings them in. He reels them in. And I think that's where, if we could catch one thing from him that would make your business grow, it would be doing better at that, quicker. Getting them to trust you faster, right? That's a struggle. Because people have their radar up, that, they're sitting there going, hey, this is not, it's not for me, before you even open your mouth. Right. Because they've been conditioned to be that way. That's their insulator. Protects them. And we've been taught to go, everything's a bad deal until you prove me different. So, I've often said, I'll go in there and watch. I go sit in the back of the room and watch, and I'm trying to figure out, what's he doing? And he's teaching while he's doing it, but I don't see anybody actually figuring it out. I mean, they're not copying it like you do. So everything comes down for me, preferences versus relationships.
I tell you why they don't do it, Bo. Ego or ignorance. That's what's keeps people getting rich. Ignorance, and ego. So if they're smart enough, but then they won't copy it, or if they just dumb and can't see what I'm doing. That's what keeps people broke. Not kidding.
Hey, and maybe it could tie into what I'm about. I didn't think about this, but I'm saying don't let your preferences kill a potential relationship. So don't let your ego cause you to be ignorant toward a group of people.
Right. Like rednecks, for example.
Like rednecks.
Rednecks surprise you. You'll be like, they can't do nothing. Yeah, we can. They drinking. In between drinking, we'll do something. You know what I mean?
So,
hold my beer.
So last week on the TWC, we talked about, beliefs and a belief system and how to get to that. That's right out the new book. Andy and our new book is about a lot of things that you will be interested in reading, and this is right out of the book too, okay? So we talked about this on a past TWC, but we didn't go into great detail, so I was trying to frame it up for you a different way, is these preferences are a problem if you stay in your in group and don't seek out people outside that in group, what we call an out group. So an in group with people that look like you, think like you, act like you. And why do we stay in our in group and don't seek out people that don't look like us, don't act like us, don't think like us? It's the word certainty. We like to be certain about our belief system, and it causes us to be absolute about it. So therefore, we're not open-minded. We don't have empathy toward other people. That comes from, and that causes us to be prejudiced, which it means, what prejudice really is? It's a way to give something a label that you are afraid of. So we're afraid of these people in this out group, and that's why we pull closer together in the in group. And see, the reason I'm bringing this up is when you're interviewing people, you've got to get outside yourself. You can't stay where you're comfortable in this in group where you're certain that you're right. Andy talks about being right. That's that certainty, the absolute nature about yourself, which makes you feel comfortable and not afraid. That's what certainty does.
They think where they are is right, which blows my mind. Hey, the only thing that would make that uglier is being broke with it. A combination of ignorance egotism and brokenness all wrapped in one package. It'd be like, nobody want to join that team.
No. So let's go down to relationships. And this has a lot to do with two things called a primary group and a secondary group.
You got this that quick out of Chloe's mess?
I'll tell you what I got out of Chloe's. Certainty versus comfort, chapter 2.
All right.
I just glanced at it, see?
Yeah.
Is that right on there?
I'm impressed. I just do it naturally.
I know you do, yeah. I'm thinking, hey, the first 2 pages I read are good. The rest of it's got to be good. So, all right, so relationships come down to how you pick a relationship, how you maintain that relationship is normally, if you're stuck in an in-group, you're probably going to have only primary groups with people, which a primary group is somebody that you feel intimate toward. You have feelings toward that person. You care about that person. So if you combine in-group with primary group, now you're only going to have relationships in that manner with people that look like you and think like you. Isn't that going to limit your ability to get a list and do the things that you need to do to recruit? And isn't it going to affect you when you're interviewing? You may not think it does, so subconsciously it's eating away at you. You're deciding whether you want this person on your team based on whether they fit this in-group situation or they possibly could be in your little inner circle, because that's what a primary group is. See, the thing...
Let me show you something. Okay. This is as much for you. It's more for you. So this is what it takes. This is what it takes to win, okay? Right here. This is what it takes to win. All right? So that's what it takes to win. What you don't understand is, and a lot of people don't get this, I know that I'm not like this. That's not me. Here's where I am. I'm like this right here. This right here is my heart, in my heart, but it's right over there. This is my craziness. This is my redneck. This is my accent. This is my mama. Lordy, lordy. So when you meet another person, you see their tattoo. You see their hairdo. You see their height. You see their weight. You hear their accent. You know their education. You know they shacking up. You know they divorced 3 times. You know they got married when they was 14. This is easy stuff to figure out. Does that make sense? And that's where people judge stuff. What I'm looking for is this right here, bro. And I want to know, does this person fall right here, or do I think this person falls right here? You see what I'm saying? Like this, I'm looking for this person. I'm looking for this person. I've not met them yet. You with me? I want their heart to fall dead center of who they are. You could say, oh, that's Tim Goad, or oh, that's Jeff, or that's Dr. Caracas, or that's Andy, or that's Fitz right there, or that's Paul Roberts right there. And I go, probably not. Probably for most of us, we're probably hopefully got some of the right stuff in us. Does that make sense? But people are looking at this and they're not looking at that. Does that make sense? This character, look, here we go. Desire, discipline, character, endurance. See, that's what I'm looking for. That's why you think I'm interviewing. That's why they get sucked in, because when my kindred spirit comes out while I'm questioning people, and I'm looking people that have that kindred spirit, I'm looking for fighters. I'm looking for people with character. I'm looking for people that will do what they say they're going to do when they're supposed to do it without having people to tell them to do it. Right. And sometimes that aspect of people is hidden deep down in them. And I got to get that burn. I got to get that light. I got to get that fight. I got to get it up out of them. And let me tell you this, they done got in so many stupid gigs, been held down, put down, ripped off, robbed so many times in their life, and I need to get them to believe that that's not the case. That's why I start talking about examples of people that are successful while I'm talking about this. Y'all got a job, Toby and Stephanie? Y'all ain't got no job. Don't tell me what you do. You want to take off on what? Do you want to sleep in? Y'all want to snuggle one morning? Y'all do what y'all want to do. Don't start that now. But it's everybody. You understand what I'm saying? Is the examples. Angela Clark comes out of college. Angela was standing up here, guys. She never had a job. She ain't made under $100,000 since the day she graduated, and graduated standard on time. What, you 22 years old when you come out? Make $100,000 first year. I'm showing the examples because I'm exhibiting that what it takes, and I'm seeing if they got it, and I'm poking at them. You got to poke at a person a little bit to get them to show you that, because they're trying to hide it, because they think they start showing who they are. They think they're vulnerable.
Is this where you're making a connection?
Yeah, I'm making a connection. I'm showing them I got the same kind of fight that you do. When they say something like, I quit college because I didn't think it made sense, and I go, that's brilliant. I was getting a master's degree, and I dropped my master's degree. Money that I found out that I didn't need that to get rich. I said, you just smarter than me. You decided quicker.
But that lady says what you're doing here is you're getting past their certainty and getting them to be comfortable with you fast.
Quick, like lightning.
Like lightning.
Like lightning.
And I see some people doing that, and it takes them an hour, and you do it in 2 minutes.
Well, because here's the reason. You don't want to get hurt. You're scared. You get a lot of times when you go for that heart, you get embarrassed. Somebody comes back at you, and you notice a lot of times when I mess up and there'll be people laughing. You look at my face. I'm not laughing with them either. I'm not embarrassed either. I'm moving to the next step while they're giving it the old and I'm already moving to the next step because I know where I'm trying to go. Does that make sense what I'm saying? That's why they're like, ha, ha, ha. And I'm like, yeah. So anyway, and then we move to the next step. I heard one guy say, he's talking about their weaknesses or some bad points about it. He said that was a bad point about him. He gets over stuff too fast. And then he ends up saying like somebody gets killed or something, he'd be like, I don't miss them. You? And they go, too early. Too early. Too early. You know what I mean? Like, I've moved on. You know what I mean? Or like... You know what I mean? Somebody loses an appendix, and I'm like, you miss it? And they go, too early. You know what I mean? Like, I'm over it. Does that make sense? Over it quick. I got to move. And I don't think it's like who I am. It's just what I do. That's what I do. I just move. I want to cry too, but I ain't got time for that. I got a million things to do. I got season tickets to pay for.
When he's doing it doesn't seem scripted. But it is scripted. It's what he just said. It's scripted, but he doesn't see. I think it's because his transition, like if he's got 5 points he wants to go over from step one to step two, you don't know he's switching to the next one because his transition's too smooth. So you don't pick up on it. And that's the trick, I think, is his transition.
You know where I learned that? Conjunction, junction, what's your function? I got that one as a little kid. I was like,
electric company.
This is tricky right here. I was like, I remember watching it. I was like, so the reason for the call, that's what you got to hit people with, you know what I mean? You got to have that conjunction function, you know what I mean? You got to hit them with, so the reason for the call, what I was calling you about. Anyway, let's talk about the trip that we're going to win.
As children, so y'all know that we're not like, I know what he's talking about because I'm over 50. The younger one's like, what are y'all talking about? That was a cartoon. We had to do that to learn how to write.
They should YouTube it or something.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I learned a lot from television.
So can I say this about the reason people only seek out a very inner circle and don't go outside that inner circle is because they find comfort in a primary group. So don't let your certainty and your comfort inhibit you and keep you from moving where you can and reach the masses. You're not going to reach masses sticking within groups that you are certain that you and them are right, and you're sure not going to get your message out staying within a primary group. It's like people go to a party. I watch people go to a party. They gravitate to the people they have cliques with, and then they don't move over to the people over here that have another clique. They're not clique busters. I mean, now some of you think, hey, those people, they scare me to death. But think about a clique that's sitting over here, and you just go over there and go, hey, what y'all talking about? And they're like, we don't know you. You're in our space now. Because it is about space. You're going to somebody else's space, and you're busting up in there and like, hey, what y'all talking about? My name's Jeff. I'd like to be in this. Can I get in y'all's clique?
That is a very, very practical move that he's talking about right there. If you're at this convention next week, that is your practical move. That is your conjunction junction. You walk up to them and say, hey, what y'all talking about? My name's Jeff. And just do this right here. They don't know what to say because you're the unusual. Now, at our convention, they will know what to say. We're talking about, we're taking over the world. Come on up in here. But it'll give you a good loosening up when you go to church or anywhere else. You just shoot right up in there. My dad say, get up in there, boy. So you go over there and you hit them with something crazy like, what y'all talking about?
I dare some of you to do this. I dare you. Dare you to do this. I got to stand right here. So there's the wall's back there in the convention. There's a wall back there, a back wall. We got the wall dwellers. And if any of y'all are the wall dwellers and you're sitting in here and you're laughing, shame on you. And some of you do. Some of the veterans will sit back on that wall and they'll have that, where's it at? They'll have that phone out and they'll be having conversations. When we gonna go to lunch early? So the wall, and some of them sit back there and we don't know who they are. I don't even know if they have a ticket. They just showed up in here. Some of you should go. I want to see some of you go out, go back to the back wall, stand beside them. That's what I do. I'm like, hey, what you doing? And they're like, are you a wall dweller too? And I'll tell them, my name's Jeff, and please don't go tell them your name's Jeff.
My name's Jeff Bright.
Yeah, don't use my name. But I talk about.
Reminder my staff, do those yellow cards, like in soccer. Put a yellow card on them. It says you're ruining the convention. Sit down. We don't have to come out with what is it when they kick you out? The red card.
You're out.
So just a reminder to my staff, do your cards up so we can give them out to them. We don't eliminate the wall dwellers. Hey, let me tell you a story. So two guys, apple orchard. One guy's like, man, my team's going to be incredible. So he's checking out every apple before he picks it, going through an inspection process. Another guy says, bump that. He got his bag full. He going on about his business. He getting ready to go to get some apple juice. You with me? He getting ready to make apple cider. The other guy, he's picking them out. Quantity yields quality. You ain't got time to judge people. You only got time to hire people. You picking apples, you ain't the apple judge. Does that make sense? And then people say like, well, I was told that we're looking for Alliance Aidens only. You added an ingredient. You added a word. Only was not in the description, ding dong. You one of those wordy people. You just got to have enough words. You ever heard people talk? They're talking and talking and talking and talking. You hear me sometimes. I'll summarize. I say, so you want something to drink, do you? You know what I mean? Like they take 15 minutes. And they're just talking and talking and talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. And then I say something like, so you don't want the bull crap, you just want the money. And they go, yeah. And I go, you could have said that 7 minutes ago. My whole life has moved on. What was your name again? I was told that we want Alliance Aidens only. And then blah, 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 blah. No, we said we're looking for Alliance Aidens. We're looking for apples. We're picking apples. Pick them, hire 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 them. We know what we're looking for. There's one. Oh, that's a great one. We'll put it in your basket. We got time to go. Does that make sense? Go ahead and hire them and then see if they know somebody else. Hey, you know any good-looking apples are around here? There's one. It ain't close enough. It ain't quite, but there's a blemish, but whatever. We're getting apples. Does this make sense? We'll let the inspectors decide later on. There's no only in there. There's not enough time to love if you judge. If you take time to judge, you don't have to take time to love. You just don't have a second or two to get because look, this won't come across as strong as a group, but in Charlotte, I pulled out the select few, and one of the things I told them is like, you understand, if you're talking to a person and they won't give you a list and they won't tell you who to talk to, they don't like you, they don't trust you, and a dadgum sure don't love you. But why don't they? Is something wrong with them? No. I'm telling you, it's you. If a person won't tell you who's good in their network and they don't, that means they don't trust you or they just simply don't like you. And then people go like, no, that's not what it is, Andy. I'm telling you. Let's go back to here. Your ego or your ignorance won't let you admit that they don't like you. You know, take a Tic Tac, Bo. I mean, people hate that smell. You with me? Like, I mean, I've talked to people, I go like, God almighty. Like, you want me to talk? I want you to talk to one of my people. If you don't come, I will do it. I'll go talk to them for you. And I mean, I've done this. I'll be like, Bo, seriously. Woo! Right in front of their downline. And their downline by, thank you. My God. You with me? And then some people say, like, I like that authenticity about you. I was like, I just can't do it. I mean, I don't know if it's authenticity. I just can't take it. I got a weak stomach. Man, I've been throwed up and backlapsed. But it's not just that. You with me? Because people won't look them in the eye for more than a second or two. And people come to conventions or hot spots to me and they go like, I noticed you noticed me. I said, daggum right, I noticed you. I believe you can do it. So if you don't look at them long enough, they don't think that you believe in them. And, oh, God. I'm thinking of other stuff that I shouldn't. I was very deliberate with that group down there. Your job, number one, is to get people to like you and trust you, and it would be awesome if you got them to love you quickly. And so I don't know, how do you get people to love you? All right, here's what you do. You hate what they hate. You like what they like. You accept them for who they are because that's who they are. And you don't judge them lest ye be judged. Does that make sense? I don't know where it's come to me. Huh? It's in there. You with me? You tracking with me? We're looking for the right people. Listen to this. I got some mathematics for you. Jeff, you should write this down for me. It goes like this. More recruits, more equals more winners.
Yeah.
See how that works? More recruits, more winners. Less recruits, less winners. Have smaller people on your team, smaller sales. You tracking with me on this, the way it goes? No recruits, no winners. 100 people on your team, better than 10 people on your team. Y'all see how this works? 400 phone calls, better than 29 phone calls. 29 phone calls, better than 12. This stuff works. Too many of you are worried about the cover of the book. And I have some friends, they pick a bottle of wine based on what the bottle looks like. I thought it was good, it looked good. Like, oh, that ain't the way you do it, bro. The way you do it is what's in the book, what's in the bottle, what's in their heart. Do they have fight? Do they have discipline? Do they have scrap? I am looking to, in their previous life. What do you mean previous life? Now and going forward is their life now with me. You with me? Previous is before I talked to them. How did they do before? I'm more interested in what they do going forward, but what they've done in the past is a representation. And most of the time, what people do is they look back at all their failures and they think that's their future. I look back and try to find their successes and predict that's their future. But I am not blind, because if they keep hammering me on all their failures, I eventually do semi-believe them and I put less effort. But if I can help a person to point to how they graduated from high school, how they won state championship, how they won a spelling bee, I'm finding good successes because I want to predict the future. And I am thinking about who they are. And I appreciate who they are and what they've done. And I try to look for the hidden gem. You with me? Like, when you talk to Jeff, you're like, he's fun and he's a great guy. But like, for me, I was like, this guy genuinely wants to have a friendship with people. It's a genuine interest. So when I say that, you see him going like, he observed that in me. So when you can observe something that the other person doesn't necessarily see, like Lord have mercy, people, you're tall. Like, who didn't see that? Who didn't see that? Who didn't see that? But if you notice a belt, or if you notice a watch, or if you notice the shoestring, you with me? If you notice something a little different that everybody else hasn't picked up on, and if you can see something that's unseen in them, and you're accurate, you talk about an instant connection with somebody. But you can't see that if you keep staring at the color of the skin. You can't see that if you go like, well, that's a guy. I can't look at a guy's eyes. He'll think something. Yeah, he'll think that you like him. Duh. And because we're going to recruit underneath him. We're going to hire more people that he knows. Well, I don't want him to think I like him. What? Well, I'm married. You're not going to marry him. You just like him. The hell is wrong with you? God almighty, is that all you ever think about? Has money not entered into the equation? Like, do y'all not know that things cost money? Lord have mercy. You in for a lot of sex, but you ain't never going to have no money. God almighty. But it's the truth, Jane.
Is that
and
a formula?
These biceps. You ever think about your billfold? Nice bicep. How about your billfold, Bubba? God almighty. Front row seat. Can I have a front row seat? Hell, get your good-looking butt back there in the back.
Hey, Andy.
With the rest of the other broke studs.
Does your
fat old men up front. Rich people getting ready to eat.
does your strategy?
Get you a healthy snack. We're getting ready to eat a ribeye back in here.
Does your strategy change if you start somebody?
Are you trying to subject on me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Does your strategy change if you get somebody right out of the gate and they're moving like gangbusters right over here, and then they start to go backwards?
It happens all the time.
Is that a different strategy with those people? Different talk you have with them?
That's why I try to get depth quick. Because people are just not used to that kind of success. So if I get depth quick, while they're licking their wounds, I can start working with somebody else. That's why I'm saying I'm the most impatient, patient person. Everybody thinks I'm so daggone patient. Bro, I done got underneath you, and I'm working my butt off with this person, and I'm hammering them now. It's you I'm letting wait. And then as soon as I can, I get down in depth. And if I get two people, so I have choices. Dude, look at my intensity. People can't take me.
Right.
Does that make sense? So I'm trying to find somewhere else where I can work, and I give them time. Because let me tell you something. They start coming back, and you start beating on them. Now you're that daddy that beat them up all the time. Now you're that female that was on them all the time and held them down. You with me? You don't want to be that to people. You want to be people say, oh, he's so patient with me. That's what they tell me all the time. I say, oh, yeah, take your time. I'm over here working my butt off. Does that make sense? That's why people go like, I don't want to baby people. People drive me crazy. They don't drive me crazy. I ain't even thought about them in a week. I go, oh, how you doing? You're so patient with me. I ain't even thought about you. That's why I'm patient about you. I'm working when people want to make money. Does that make sense? Like I'm not.
Yeah, so this shooting star backs up, but you found two more that are moving like lightning.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
That's
right?
what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, because, and I'm looking for speed. I got a need for speed. And that's why when people came up to me, I got a need for speed. I'm looking for a hustler. And what it's called, it's really in their honeymoon phase or during the interview phase, they'll agree with anything you say. Yeah. And people ask me, it's like, why are you getting him to agree with you now? You know he's going to change his mind later. He's just in a honeymoon phase. I'm trying to get depth. So during that phase, I can get depth when they're like trying to prove to me how great they are. Because that's the way people are in an interview, boy. They dressed up, got a little tie, standing up straight, got their shoulders back, got their boogers cleaned out, they got everything's right, you know, shaved. 2 weeks later, they come back, you're like, I hired this girl one time. She come back in, she was in my office. I said, who are you? And she's like, you hired me yesterday. You already forgot me. I was like, no, I didn't hire you. I hired the girl I talked to yesterday. She had on an all-black sweatshirt. I didn't see no tattoos. Did she come in there, the ear done opened back up? She had an earring here, earring there, and a black sweatsuit. It was like murder somebody. I don't know what it was. I was like, who we gonna kill? She had on a skirt and one of them vest suits. You know, one of those power women's suits and white sleeves down. Oh, I was like, I didn't hire you. I was like, Chris, come get this one. That's the way people are. When you hire them, they're just fired up. And people are like, why don't you judge them? Because I'm trying to get underneath them. Does that make sense? That's why every day goes by and you don't find out who their mother is, their brother is, their best friend, or who else they talk to. Your odds of getting the odds of that leg becoming a nub goes higher and higher. Y'all know what a nub is, right? You hired this guy and he ain't got nobody underneath him. You know, you got to get that thing into a leg. You know what I mean? You got to get that thing extended out, right? With phalanges and everything. Got to go everywhere. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I'm telling you, I've been doing this thing 27 years. This is not rocket scientist stuff. You hire somebody, you got to get somebody going underneath them right now. You're getting ready to have a problem. We're getting ready to have no need for surgery. You know, it's just, tracking with me? Is this making sense? Okay. This is more semi-mathematics. This one goes, you can do this one too. This is a new one. You can do it right here. Be a river, not a dam. On the river side, if you want to flow, simplify. You want to dam, complicate. I thought you were going to flow it for me. You complicated that. Simple. Blah, 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 blah. No. Who cares? There we go. Oh, let me see if I got this. Y'all know who Sun Tzu is if you don't? Art of War? Where the heck did I write that down? Here we go. The army's disposition. We're an army. You're an army of one. The army's disposition of force is like water. Water configures it in accord with the terrain. Water has no constant shape. You want to be hard, you're going to stop. You want to be right, you're going to stop. People say, let me tell you why I hate Trump. I'll be like, I ain't got time to do that. Let me tell you that Obama, he got problem. He's this lawman. I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what you're talking about. I ain't got time for that. Joker's president, ex-president now, and this Joker's president, and he likes to tweet. That's my extent of it. Does that make sense? You can't fight a battle getting stuck up on something like, we got a mountain here. Well, let's go around it. Well, there's some ditches over there. Well, let's cut some trees down. Let's walk on the trees. We ain't got time for this mess. What's all this thinking involved? We said we're going over there. Let's go over there. Well, we got to do this. Well, then let's do that. In other words, it's just flow. It's just, here we go. Does that make sense? And people go like, and there are people that can define it better than me. But I'm saying, I want you to get the feel of what I'm saying, which is, I don't know. I got to go. I'm flow. I won't mow. Does that make sense? I'm moving. I ain't got time for that. I'm looking for somebody that wants to, not somebody that can't. All right, unity. Let's go. Okay. That's called flow. Let's go. Why? Oh, God. That's called dividing. Why? Tell me reasons. Tell me why we're going and why they ain't. How come he's not selling? How come he's not recruiting? How come? I don't know. We're unified. Let's go. Does that make sense? So when your team, look for people and sell people on what flow is, Danny, and what unity is. Unity has a need for speed.
I don't know what happened to it. I didn't really.
I always go, Billy. Multiply. When you get, here's the other thing I'll do is, when I am, if I start a deal and I go two wide, then I get this one 4 wide, and then I'm down in here, what I'll do is if this is me, I'm down in here working, I will call this dude right here and I'll say, hey, Bo, if you don't mind, touch base with him and touch base with him. Call him and show him how to run a quote. I get on down in here, I might call this guy and say, look, I need for you to reach out to this dude over here. You know him, right? Yeah, I've heard his name. Well, here's his number. You call him. I multiply. I don't fragment. Fragment people, they get down here and they say things like, I'll do his list. You just go sell. My staff has done that in the past, and I was like, multiply. He's selling to make a living, but he needs to be making phone calls also. He needs to be dropping down. So as I get down in here, I elicit, I call for support. I call in artillery. And I'm not calling in my staff, I'm calling in the people that I previously recruited. It's my free army that I'm building. When I get down in here, I have a free army working for me. But if you're just too in depth, you can't do it. You got to pay your staff, and that's expensive. Or worse, you have to do it. You get 7 or 8 in depth, then you can pick and choose. Don't pick the ones that can't talk. You know, the ones with terrible blemishes. Just don't take that apple and be like, whoo, sit right here, baby. You're special. And then get the next one and say, and make juice out of that one. Does that make sense? You understand that you get special people like, you're so special you don't even have to come to the meetings anymore. You're already smart. You know what I mean? And then, but for the most part, does that make sense? I'm telling you, you got to keep this thing. This is not complicated stuff. Oh, by the way, what is quality in an apple? Okay, so Aaron, you're going like, is he judging me as quality or not? Here's quality: work, ethic, and character. Work, ethic, and character. In other words, WORK. Is she working? So like me and Adam were talking about his daughter. She picked up, I don't know how to get you depressed or excited, but she worked her butt off. She had booked 20 appointments, went to 20 houses, probably saw 8, probably sold 4 for $5,000. So one way to look at it, she sold $5,000 in a week. The other thing is, I don't really care about that, is all the houses she went to and all the getting kicked out, and she's crying but going to the next meeting anyway. I call that character. I call that work ethic. That's my judgment criteria is DO, what you do. Does that make sense? So that's why I hire people, because sometimes, as a matter of fact, I would say 99% of the time I am wrong on who I think is going to do it. And people always get, like, you really think you do it? 100%. And I'm thinking, have you ever seen me be right? Like, I never know who's going to do it.
But don't you think it keeps you, when you do that, it keeps you and you're teaching other people, don't take it. It's nothing personal by your decisions.
Yeah. That's why I always say, I don't care if you come to a convention. I could care less. I really don't. But the people that do come, I'm going like doer, fighter, and I just assume you had problems getting there. I assume your spouse was raising hell and your mama was telling you, you drinking the Kool-Aid, ain't you? And, I just assume that you had problems with the kids and the house. I assume that your house is going to get robbed. I know all that stuff's going to happen right before you get ready to go. So when you show there, when I'm genuinely excited to see you, I genuinely am, because I know you went through some crap to get here. Does that make? And when somebody says, you ain't going to believe what happened, but I can't make it, I'm always like, it's no problem. Like, I really don't have an emotional connection to your problems, because I know somewhere, some way, 6 will. Does that make sense? I'm just a SW sort of a guy. Like, so what? I ain't got time for this crap. Because I got to flow. I can't get all stuck in my ways and try to judge if this, if that, who's he, is this the president, is this the economy, is the stock market going up, is the stock market going down, I'm not trying to save the world, I'm just trying to save a few of us. Does that make sense? It's one I'm looking for. John Maxwell told me this one time. I was so tore up because I was thinking, I can't help everybody. He said, just help one. I was like, that's a great idea. He's like, do everything you can for one. And I was like, what if they got caught up? He says, well, then work with another one. I was like, And that's when I come up with the idea I could get one of them to help one too. Then we doubled up. Now we multiplying. Does that make sense? And I've been talking to some young guys that are studs lately. They're football players, and I'm like, look, I'm telling y'all, I've studied how to make money. You can't make a lot of money raking pine needles or driving a tractor. We're going to have to get some other people driving a tractor too. Does that make sense? We're going to have to figure out the ability to motivate more than one person ourselves. So your first person to get motivated is you, but as importantly, maybe more important, is how do I get somebody else to move? You're the coach now. Like, my team sucks. Guess what, coach? you sucky too, you know. So we got to find these crazy people. And I'm telling you, I'm not as magical at mixing people up and making them do it as you think I am. I just get the land collected to my land, connected to my land, and when I come across a river, when I come across some manure, when I come across some fertile soil, I'll be like, let's plant some watermelons right up in here. You understand my analogy? Is I'm hiring you, and then I'm hiring you, and then I'm hiring you, then I'm hiring you, then I'm hiring you, and you go like, hey, wait a minute. I already got my license. You say, well, that's when you call these other people, motivate them. I told them, take the time. Overrides come straight to me until you get licensed, then you'll start making your money. So I let the business apply pressure, not my tongue applying pressure. The business puts pressure on them, not me. It's the government that won't let you get paid. Well, can't you just do it undercover? I got character. I'm a man of integrity. No. I'm not losing my license over you missing a few dollars. I would just take that money. Let's go get somebody. I'll buy you some ice cream. It was $10,000. I know. You tracking with me?
You respect people that have what you're talking about.
Yeah. That you've tried to get people to understand that before.
I've tried to.
It's funny because people want me to admire their decision making. I thought we made our decision making when we got started. Why are you still making decisions? Decision making time's over. What you're doing now, I call that psycho Bible. Bull crap. Excuses. You don't hit your comfort zone, and now you explaining to me. Hey, when you having to explain it, if you're having to explain your actions, why you ain't doing a hot spot or why you ain't selling them, you having to explain it, you're losing. Anybody in politics knows that. You up there explaining, the other guy done got you explaining stuff, and when you explaining, you ain't campaigning. You tracking with me? But when you campaigning, when you rocking and rolling, when you hiring, when you firing, when you moving, that's when you're going to stumble across another winner. And now you got you plus one winner. That's the way that things work. And usually it works when you ain't in your house. Does that make sense? The good apples ain't up against the tree trunk. They out on the edge of the limb. Well, I might fall out of the tree. Yeah, and there might be another ripe apple that fell out right beside you. You can pick it up while you're down there. It might hurt my back. Well, yeah, it's going to hurt your back. Let's go. That's called wounds. That's what happens when we're in war. But at least we know we're at war against our poverty. The other people up there wrapped around the trunk, but like, I ain't at war. Like, you ain't going nowhere neither. You stuck up there in a tree, look like a daggum raccoon. I'm gonna send Clyde up in there after you, or Marcel, or one of them boys. One of them Ledbetters. Put his fingernails out and just shimmy up that tree and get you. All right, we got to move on. What you laugh? This is the last thing I got to tell you. All right, here we go. See, here's what most people try to do the logic thing. Okay? Emotion creates motion. I'm telling y'all, logic, what is it when you can't go to the bathroom? That's what logic creates. Constipation.
Oh, my.
Logic. It's another word, jammed up. Logic jams something up and constipation. You with me? Emotion gets motion. It gets people rocking. Okay? I'm just telling y'all, when I'm talking, I hope anytime I feel or sense that I'm getting too smart and too logical, I'll be like, this crap is not going to work. I got to go back to old school, which is emotion. You with me? All right, here we go. I don't want to recruit. I want to go national manager. Do you want to go national manager? You want to get the glow bonus? Here's what people say. You want to recruit, don't you? I might get hurt. These people might do something to me. I'm a comfort zone. You want to go national manager? Yeah. You see the emotion of I want to go national manager. I don't want to sell. Hey, you want to go to Alaska? You want to go to Alaska? Let's go to Alaska. Oh, baby, we're going to get some hot cocoa while we're looking at a glacier, man. We're going to go Points Premium Polar Bear. Points Premium Polar Bear. People are all about Points Premium and polar bears. But ain't nobody want to sell nothing. I don't want to sell. I don't want to make a list. Hey, listen, have you ever dreamed of helping people and making a difference in people's lives? Emotion moves. Hey, if you don't hire nobody, you can't grow. That's very dadgum logical. Hey, and does your church, the God you believe in, do you believe in helping people? Do you think people out there are killing themselves? Do you think people are desperate? Do you want to reach out a hand to people? You want to show people how to fish? I'm really busy right now. I'm really busy. And you go like, well, you need a second career. You need another option. You need a backup plan. How about this? Freedom. Have you ever thought about freedom? Have you ever thought about getting up when you want to wake up? Have you ever thought about looking at your calendar and you pick what games you're going to and when you're going to be at home and when you're going to take care of your children? Have you ever thought about when your children get sick, if you want to be there, if your wife wants to be there, when your little girl gets married, do you want to be able to stroke that check? Do you want to be in the families that are talking about now your mom and daddy don't have no money and mine don't have no money and we're going to have to pay. You want to deal with that? Or you want to be the family that goes like, here's your budget, light them up. Yeah. See, it's emotion. The difference is, do you want to build a big team? No. Do you want to have a lot of responsibility? Mm-mm. Do you want to have enough money that your little girl can do whatever she wants to do? You can buy cars for your kids and travel and hunt and fish and do anything all over the world? Mm-hmm. See the difference in that? You take the emotion, that's what's creating emotion. I don't want to, what's a shirt? I don't need to win a shirt. What's a sticker? Right? Nobody sees me for who I am. How would you like for us to see who you really are? And you get a shirt. And a sticker. I don't want a sticker. I don't want a sticker. What's a sticker? Do you want people to know who you are? Do you want to see the fight? You want to show people the fight in that dog? You want to show them your heart? You want to show them what you can do? You want people to recognize who you are? You want them to see what kind of man you are? You want to see what kind of a woman? You want the fight in you? Good. You know how we're going to do it? You don't even have to say T-shirt. Just hold it up. Say, that's what we're talking about right here. Emotion creates motion. There's so much. I don't want to do all the stuff that Andy does. I don't want to be a marketer. Hey, man, you want to change your life? You want to change your life? National Convention begins the rest of your life. I promise you, you meet Murli Menon from India, you meet Tim Goad from Orlando, you get Jeff Bright right here from Alamance County. I am telling you, life-changing. When you grab a hold of Courtney Long and Chris Long, when you meet Jane Albright and she smiles at you and says, Andy believes in you, when she says, here's my phone, let me text you, when Jane Ben starts giggling and hits you like that right there, I am telling you, it's life-changing. And I'm telling you, it works at least as good as a shower. You're going to have to do it again. And if you miss this shower, it's okay. Nobody's going to put you in jail. You will stinky a little bit, but nobody's going to say anything. We got another one coming up in July. I love y'all. I can't wait to see y'all in Dallas, Texas. We're getting ready to fly to see you very shortly. Love y'all. Rock and roll. Got the dates. Bye.